I think I'm gonna have to turn my speaker down. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good. All right. Well,
Okay.
all right. We are live.
We are.
Okay. We're gonna get this. We're working it. We're getting all the bugs out. We're getting all the kinks out. We're doing good. Good evening, everyone. I am Maria Lee Driver, and this is Tish with me, Letitia from Savvy Elite Salon in Tyrone. Um, uh, Tara is under the weather, so I want everybody to say a prayer for my girl Tara, but she will be here with us next week. So, Tara, we want you to know we love you and we miss you.
Indeed. Absolutely.
So,
We're gonna
speedy
miss her tonight.
recovery. Yes, because I was there. I had it, but I was like, be gone, be gone.
Right.
So, I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Oh wow, we well, our little following is picking up. Tish, you see that? Our numbers is growing every week. I'm
I
excited. So we
noticed
must be
that.
saying
This is
something.
awesome. That's
Something.
some
We must be saying something.
friends.
Yeah.
Bring more in the room.
Now I hear feedback. Is that you, Tish, or is that me? Let me
Let me
see.
double check. I'm hearing a little bit. Let me
Yeah,
take you.
I'm making sure my speaker is totally down.
And then the phone can't be too close.
And my speaker is and my phone is all the way down.
And then how close is it? Can you hear me?
Uh-huh. I can hear you.
Okay. Did that
We
help?
good?
I think that did.
I think that's what it is.
All right.
All right. Um, Hopefully everybody can hear us out there. I am Maria Lee Driver. I am the CEO of Aria's O'Shea, and I decided to do this podcast because I decided that people need to know about more about Aria's O'Shea. But not only that, they need to know about what I always say: begin with H and end in R, and that's hair. And that I've gone from inch and a half to what you see today from products that I created. And on my journey, I have discovered that my product not only works with the hair, but it works with the skin as well. And I have met some magnificent people. And Tish and Tara is those two people that we just came together. I met Tish, was it 7 years ago, Tish?
7 years now, yeah. Going
Seven
on
years
8.
ago, met her. She just opened a salon that I was going. Got ownership of it. She bought my product, and that rest is history. She could tell that story. And we've been knowing each other ever since then. And um, I've been selling my product all over the world. I was in Whole Foods for 7 years at 23 stores, and everybody uses it, loves it. They call it a pharmacy in a jar, whether it's for the hair, it's for the skin, if it's for calluses on your feet, if it's for a mosquito bite, you name it, it's real. I just created it, gift that God gave me, and the rest is, as they say, his story.
Her
So I
story.
just want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. And if you have any questions, please, we love questions, comments. Someone said they can hear us good. That
Oh,
is
great.
great. Thank you
Good.
so very, very, very much.
Okay.
Set her free. Oh my goodness, my girl is in that. Hello. Oh my goodness.
Thank you, Set Her Free. I
That's what I'm
love that
talking about.
name.
Oh wow, that is wonderful. How are you? You're gonna kill me. I can't remember your first name, but I know exactly who you are because we've done some things together. And she was on my show when I had my TV show in Philly on Bounce TV.
Okay.
Oh God, she's gonna get me. What is her first name?
It'll come to you.
But
Thank
tonight,
you.
me and Tish are gonna be on here, missing our girl Tara, but we're gonna hold the fort down. Tish, I want you to introduce yourself and let everybody know who you are,
Okay.
and we're gonna get to the subject at matter.
Well, we can do that. Hello, and thank you for tuning in. My name is Letitia Allen Joseph. And for those who are tuning in for the first time, um, my stories I've been in the industry for over 30 years. And this industry chose me. I did not choose it. I ran from this industry for many years before I realized, you know what? It's not leaving me, and I'm not leaving it. I started at 16 working in a professional salon, and my whole passion was professionalism. So when it came to walking into the salon, I had to make sure it was right before I put myself involved in it. And I truly am grateful for that opportunity because um, it actually has taken me down an amazing journey. I've met some amazing people along this path, and I wouldn't change a thing. It's been amazing, and part of that journey is when I moved to Georgia. And I said, I'm not doing hair in Georgia. I have put 25 years in. I'm good. I'm good. God had another story for me, another book, another chapter, a whole nother journey.
That's
So
right.
I had to bow down and comply. And I am so grateful that I did such. And along that journey was Maria O'Shea. She's a character. And I like to say I had a Shea Butter on my shelf that
Kind of
I thought was
moved
pretty
it right off.
good. And she said, "That's the play. You need to try. You need to try my product." And sure enough,
Move it off.
right? She said, "Mine's like real ingredients that's gonna change your perspective." And she was absolutely right. It's been 7 years that I've been using her product consistently, and my skin applauds me for doing so. My skin has always been dry. I've always suffered from really dry skin. I don't know if you heard when I was on a Portia show, I expressed that I had chickenpox. Scarlet fever, extreme acne since I was 9 years old. So my skin has been through a lot. And one thing that I didn't share with you, Maria, but I had a really bad scorch from the sun on my thigh.
No.
Yes. I used
And
to have a
when
long
was
commute.
that? How old were you when that happened?
That was in my adult years. I had
Oh, okay.
maybe my first or second child, and I had a long commute going back and forth to work. And I love skirts, and I would always wear skirts to work. And on my left thigh, the sun from driving started to scorch my skin on one thigh. Yes, and
Wow.
I said, okay, wait a minute, this can't be happening. So I tried some of everything. And between Eucerin and things like that, and it hung around for a very long time. So I started applying the O'Shea on that scorched skin. It was a significant difference in color. And yeah, I can say that my thighs match now. I have been meaning to share
Wow.
that with you because it truly um made a difference because I mean, you could see how how skin gets burnt and
Yes,
it starts to
yes,
look
yes,
textured,
yes.
a little differently than the other. Well, that's what I had been experiencing with that just driving every day in the summer with my
That's
with my
amazing.
skirts. And yeah, constantly applying the O'Shea, and I noticed slowly the discoloration started to blend more and more and more. And it's so funny because on one of your pamphlets, it talks about sunburn.
That's right, it does.
And I said, you know what? I have to share this because I talk about how I use it all over my body. That's
Yes,
that's no secret. I use it from head to
to
toe.
toe, yeah, that's it.
But I would apply extra on that area because I was
Yes.
really concerned
Mhm,
if my skin color would come back, and it
mhm,
did. So I
mm.
am grateful. And I definitely wanted to share that. And for those who are listening, if you have scorched skin like I did from the sun, yeah, being consistent with this product
Yes,
has totally changed the integrity of my skin. Like I said, from
wow.
um,
That's
the
awesome, Tish,
scarlet
thank you for
fever.
sharing because,
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
the
I listen. My skin has been through a lot. Okay, I didn't start exposing my arms until I was almost 30 because
wow.
of the scarring from the acne on the
Uh-huh,
shoulders
uh-huh,
and across the chest. You
mhm.
could not pay me to wear a sleeveless anything.
Wow.
Everything had to be a short sleeve or a cap sleeve
And see, people
because
don't
of the
realize that. I'm
discoloration.
glad you're talking about this tonight. People don't realize those are things that you don't really pay attention to because of the simple fact when you see the person, they're always smiling. They don't let it get them down. They're always smiling. But you're not
That's
taking
right.
notice that they have a shirt. They're always wearing a long sleeve shirt or it stop at a certain point. Nobody take notice of that.
Right. And I
So
was
that
that
is just
girl. I
amazing
was
that
that
you
girl
did
for
that.
years. You could not pay me to wear anything sleeveless. I would not expose my arms or my chest and other areas because of the scarring that was left from the from acne and the scarlet fever. Left my texture of the skin really different. And then, of course, the acne was the most traumatic with the scarring. But yeah, I am truly grateful. This product has definitely changed my skin and my perspective on my skin. I love my skin. I talk about getting a tattoo, and I'm like, but I like seeing it smooth, like
That's right.
uninterrupted.
No, you don't
Because
have
that
to
was a
hide no
journey.
more. You don't need a tattoo. It's okay.
Yeah,
It's
rite of
okay.
passage.
It's okay. Matter of fact, when I was in Philly, when I actually started making the product in Philadelphia, they were using, and I don't know if people still using it now or not, but they were using the unscented Oreos O'Shea because it's vegan.
Hmm.
They would put that on, they put
Ah,
Vaseline on and then
okay.
they draw the design.
Over the tattoo.
Well,
Okay. For healing. Okay.
they actually, use it to draw the design. So I think it's so your skin can, what is it? I don't know if I don't think it's here to the ink. I think it's, I don't know, make the skin. So I have no clue why they do what they do, but they started using, I had a couple people who were tattoo artists in Philly. They were actually putting their Oreos O'Shea because they felt that once they used the product
Hmm.
and when it was healing time,
Okay.
it came out with not a scar. There was no scar.
Okay.
It just healed naturally. They was like, oh my
Okay.
God, like, look, there's no scar. I
Yeah.
said, who knew? I mean, I don't have a tattoo, so I would not know.
Hmm.
But people
Hmm.
who use it, they were like, wow, this is awesome.
Okay. Okay.
Also, stretch marks.
Mm.
Stretch
Hmm.
marks. I can wear my can't wear right now, but when I was wearing my bikini, people were like, well, where's your stretch marks? I said, well, they're there. They're smooth. I have them, but they're smooth because with the combination of the 13 ingredients,
Hmm.
shea, olive oil, coconut oil, avocado, honey, green tea, tea tree oil, vitamin E, all the combination. The chemist told me, and the doctor said it just all jive together. So what happens, the reaction on your skin, whatever's going on, it just speeds up that process.
Mm.
So if you have a scar, you might have the scar for 5 years. You take a Riz O'Shea and put it on there, I'm telling you, it's going to smooth out the scar.
Mm.
And you just said it, Tish, it just even out your complexion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, dark spots. People use it for, I use it for wrinkles. I have people ask me all the time, well, you, wait a minute, how old are you? How come you don't have any wrinkles on your skin? I said, because I use a Riz O'Shea. Well, what is that? I said, well, it's my product, but I have seen that I'm looking like, okay, cool. I don't have any wrinkles, but I use my product every day.
Mm.
Consistency is the key.
Yeah.
And that is number one. I mean, I grew my hair from here to what you see today, but that's every day taking care of my hair the proper way. I'm not saying I use the Riz O'Shea in my hair every day. I'm not saying that. You guys are just seeing it straight because I haven't shampooed it. But once I shampoo it, I'll have it natural. And usually, Tish been on me for years. Anywhere from 7 to 8 months out of the year is natural. The 3 or 4 times usually from April to June, it might be straight. After that, I put it back natural. So I myself, I have a schedule and I have a regimen that I do from my hair that keep it nice and healthy. That's what you have to do. But the
Absolutely.
biggest thing is you have to keep that scalp. You gotta keep the scalp nice and clean, and you gotta give it some nutrients. People don't want to hear that. Oh, it makes my hair heavy. It probably will, but it's okay for a moment. You don't put it on it every day. And
Hmm.
that's the same thing with my hair. If I would put my Rears or Shea on now, I would be heavy. I put on my scalp. When I wake up in the morning, I notice that my hair might feel a little heavy. But guess what? That's just one day. Once I wrap it, the next day, the following day, the day after that, but my scalp is not dry. That's why I can get away with shampoo my hair anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks, and I'm not flaking, because the products that I created, that God gave me the talent for, they absorb. They go into, it's not a topical where it just sits on the top of your skin. It absorbs. So since it absorbs and it penetrates, it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. It is taking care of the underneath layer with the dermis. So it is absorbing into the skin. And I'm so grateful for that. I use it for my nails. I just cut my nails back. I usually have them longer, but I just cut them back. But the product is used for everything. So I'm blessed. I thank God for it. And Tish, thank you for sharing that. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Because like I said, they're used for, somebody might come up with a comment and say what they use it for, but they use it for all kinds of things, especially the calluses on the feet. Tish, you got to talk about that right now. You use it on your feet. Tell them about your happy feet, Tish.
Oh yes. My feet are
people think we drug dealers in the shopping center handing each other. I'm handing product, you handing money. They were like, what they doing?
Yes. Meeting up in different parking lots.
Yes, in different parking lots,
stores and things of that nature. Oh yeah, like I said, I have for the past 7.5 years consistently been using this all over. My feet is where I start. I'm very passionate about making sure that my feet are well moisturized and lubricated. So everybody has a thing, right? A pet peeve. Well, dry feet is not. I can't stand it. And when it comes to making sure that the heel is properly moisturized and look oiled or what have you. So I was telling Maria how I use it from head to toe. She said, well, do you have any pictures? I was like, well, what kind of pictures you looking for? She said, you have any pictures of your feet?
I got some pictures of your feet.
I said, well, I don't have any, but I can take some. And so I'm taking pictures of my feet, went outside, let the sun hit the right angle, and put my slippers on. She called me back. She said, these are great. What about underneath your feet?
That's right. Oh, yeah, you got to get underneath, because if you don't get underneath, then that's just on the side. They need to see that you don't have any calluses.
So I'm posing with my feet up so she can see the heel and the sole of the foot. And the consistency is just as smooth as if I've had a fresh pedicure. When I go to receive my pedicures, I can go maybe twice a year because I do not need that heavy scrubbing, because my feet are definitely soft and moist, and my heel. You won't feel the callus or anything like that because I consistently use the product. And it does actually help with keeping the most coarse part of the foot, which is the heel, nice and smooth. And so I pride myself on that, and I definitely make sure that Maria knows how adamant I am about my product.
Oh, well, I know.
Are you in town this weekend? Because I need my product. She's like, you are in luck because I'm here. I'm gonna be in your area.
That's right. I'm in the area. I'm coming over to that area. Really? Okay. Where can I meet you?
That's right. Let's meet. So this is definitely something I cannot live without, and I'm proud to say it because I get great results. I get great results, and like I said, the product speaks for itself. So absolutely, yeah, it's my number one regimen on my nightstand. I have to make sure.
You're not by yourself, because I mean, same thing. When I go get my pedicure, she pulls out the pruning stone. She don't even do it anymore because she know I don't do it. But I know everybody, universal. Everybody knows what this means. No. And she was like, okay. And now she do the whole put the lotion on legs, and really I don't even want her to do that, but because I put my Rizzo Shea on when I get finished. But
right.
I was like, okay, all right, you just okay. All right, we'll go ahead with that.
Right.
But it's just been a blessing. Amazing. Even when I look at my hair sometimes, I'm like, wow, I just thank God for it every day. It's just, and the kids that when I've actually created the product in the beginning and watching the little kids' hair grow was just amazing. And I had the kids salon for was it 2, 3 years? And just seeing the difference. I mean, we did so many kids' hair in that salon. I did over like 2,000 kids' hair in that salon. The
Wow.
hair was beautiful. When I closed it down, it was like, "What are we gonna do?" I says, "I guess y'all gonna have to start doing your kids' hair." That's what you
They
gonna
don't want to
start
hear that,
doing.
I'm sure.
I had to shut it down. But it was a wonderful experience, and the product it sells itself. That's why I don't have it in the stores anymore. I have a team that I'm continuing building. So if anybody interested in being part of the Riz O'Shea team, just go to my website. I have a whole page. You click on join OO. That's what OO or Riz O'Shea means. I like the fact that the product is personal, more so than on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this day and time, we can advertise and people can go in the store. I get it, but it's nothing like that personal touch.
Absolutely.
Just that, because once you feel it, you in. I got you. I got you. So, but thanks, sis, for sharing that. That is awesome.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
good.
yes.
I'm glad that tone came back because they use it. Like I said, they use it for everything. Use for scars.
Yes.
People use it for acne, especially if they leave those scars on their face from acne. Um, a lot of things, cuts, burns, definitely burns.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what really initially my doctor, she was like, look, you got to take this to a burn unit because this will really help with people who have nasty burns and they got nasty burns. This will bring their skin, like you say, bring the skin back to its natural color. And
Mm-hmm.
I was just amazed that, from testimonies that it worked that great, but you had a burn.
Yeah.
You had a burn. So you just
And it
you
was a
just told a
burn
story.
over time, like slowly happening. It wasn't just like a one-time occurrence. It was slowly happening till I started noticing, the discoloration on just in that, a proportion of my thigh. So I was like, what in the world?
Mhm.
So I am so grateful, that I had a product. I was already using it.
Right.
Um, and so I just kept making sure I would, you know, apply it regularly.
Regularly. Every
Yeah.
day. I mean, that's what I do.
Every
I
day.
put the product on my feet every day.
Oh
And
yeah.
they were like, why you put if your feet are smooth? I said, because I want them to stay smooth.
Yeah,
I,
especially
I
after
think
you
it's
shower,
horrible when you scratching the sheets and you can hear it. Oh, what is that noise? You think it's something in the bed with you. What what is
that
that?
callus
What is
massage.
that? What? Oh,
Right.
no Ghostbusters over here.
Yeah.
No.
I'm
Okay.
excited
Well,
about tonight's
Tish,
topic. Yes, ma'am. Let's
let's
do
talk now. We done got our little thank you very much for sharing that testimony, and
absolutely.
we done gave people a little insight about a Rizzo shape, but
Mm-hmm.
our top of the night is gonna be the art of hair coloring,
Ooh.
which is my favorite. I mean, when I was in the salon, and
Mm-hmm.
that's another thing too, for those of you that don't know who I am, I used to have salons. I started my first business, my first salon when I was 19, and I had a hair salon. I had my own school. I had my own kids salon. So I've had salons and a school, and I decided when I was 40 that that's not what I wanted to do anymore. So I started making a product called Riz O'Shea, and that's what brought me to this point here. So I am not in the salon as a cosmetologist, barber and cosmetologist instructor. I will always be that to the day I die. But I'm not in the salon. But Tish, not only she's in the salon, she sells Oreos O'Shea too. So if you in the Tyrone area in Georgia, look Tish up, look her up, and she has her products. And if you can't get to Tish, then you can always go to RiosO'Shea.com and you can purchase the product. So
Absolutely.
it's just that simple. All right. So, but today we're going to be talking about like I said, one of my favorite subjects. I don't, I don't practice it as much as, well, I don't really practice at all other than my own hair, which is, as you can see, just, I have the streak and I have the black, but my specialty was hair color. And those that used to come to my salon for 20 plus years, 25 plus years, they know that was my thing. I mean, and that's how I really believe I end up making hair products, because I always could mix colors together, and the people love their colors. And it was, everybody had a unique color. It wasn't just a blonde. It was a blonde with uh, a hint of something else. It was just something I always created. It was a vision that I always could create. And I used to have people come from all over the United States. Once somebody said, "Who did your hair?" This girl in Gloucester, Virginia. Who knew? Little town Gloucester. And yeah, what was the chick name? Alavera. What was her name? And she had the two-tone.
Elvira.
No, the singer, the young girl. What's her name? The little Caucasian girl. Oh man. And she used to have part of her hair black and part of her hair white. It was blonde and it was white. You remember that when it first started that.
How long? What decade we talking?
Oh, I'm talking about in the I guess 90s, 2000s.
Huh.
Christine Aguilera. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh.
Remember Christine Aguilera? She had her hair in two-tone.
She did. I forgot about that.
Okay, well, that was a big thing at that time. And because I was master hairstylist with this color, I mean, I just could bleach them out, do that whole that platinum white, and then the back part will be black and the front be white, or whatever. How we two-tone. Girl, I was two-tone. I've had two-tone so much, but yeah, that was a big thing. And I was known for that in the town. And then my clients, like I said, I had blondes, anywhere from blondes to whatever you wanted. That was my specialty. Okay. And I just loved it. So, blondes have a lot of fun, but that's a lot of work. And I was sharing with you today, since we talk about the art of hair coloring, blondes is nice, but you guys are dry. I just want to let you know, I got to put it out there, you dry. And those of you that's hating on Beyonce because she is blonde, platinum blonde, let's put this we're going to put it like this. That is her skin. She did not bleach her skin, because if I pull up this picture that I was going to save and pull up, it's on my book. If you go to my web page, Ariz O'Shea, and look up my book, it's called Detours. Don't give me direction. You don't know where you're going. That's on the front cover. It's a picture of me, and the picture of me is light. And people made comments. They said, "What did you do? You trying to be a white lady, a white woman on the cover of your book?" I said, "No, what are you talking about?" "Oh, that's, you're not that light." Well, me and Tish was talking about this today. I have the winter look and I have the summer look. And I tan very, very, very nice and warm and brown in the summer. And even now, even by me having this light here, it's still not doing justice. I could turn this light up and I could be even lighter than what I am right now. It's the lighting, professional lighting, and it's your skin tone. And I do get lighter in the winter. And I'm telling you, I could feel Beyonce pain when it was coming at her asking, was her skin bleached? No, her skin was not bleached. That is her actual color. But what happens is, with that blonde hair, it brings out the undertones in your skin.
Absolutely.
So your skin becomes, it's just the appearance of it. It all blends in. It just comes out. You see something that you probably would never seen with darker hair.
Absolutely. The undertones are imperative to skin. It's a part of who we are. And when you alter the very framing of the face, when you change that color, you will wake up hues of your skin tone that you never knew was there. And not only that, anytime you drastically change your hair color, from a professional standpoint, you want to match your makeup.
That's right.
color. You can't have a cool blonde look and not match your makeup to complement the cool blonde tones.
That's right.
If she was to put some low lights into her platinum, then her makeup would complement and bring down her tones.
Mhm.
So we have to be careful when we're addressing things, because please understand that when you are a professional and everything is done to the highest level of perfection, you're going to have the top makeup artist to give you what you call the total look. It's not like you're doing it at home. You color your hair, and then you don't have the platform of makeup to match your look. This is Beyonce we're talking about. She's going to have the finest makeup artist and hair designers to complement her across the board. And they will alter the lighting to make her appear to be at her best to complement this new look that she's giving up. I recently highlighted my hair, and I have clients that have known me for years. And she subtly tried to say, Tish, what are you putting on your skin? And I said, oh, vitamin E, nothing, and this was a couple years ago. And she said, no, what are you putting on your face? And I said, that's it. I don't put a whole lot of stuff on my face. She said, but what are you doing to get lighter? I said, huh? You bleaching your skin up? I said, oh, no, ma'am.
Mhm.
And I kind of was thrown a little bit because we're the same complexion,
Mhm.
but I pale out in the winter. And my skin does give off a total different hue in the winter. My cheeks get really, really light all throughout here and across here. And I forget about it. I don't think twice
I
about
mean,
it.
it's part of you. Why
It's a
would you
part of
think about it?
me. So when I had someone to ask me that, I said, oh, no, I pale out. And she looked at me like I had 8 heads.
I'm pretty sure she did.
Black women will pale out on you in the winter. But that's not everybody's story. Not everyone skin will transform in the winter. We're all familiar with tanning in the summer, but nobody talks about how pale you can become in the wintertime. And yes, we are women of color, but our hues change because we acclimate to our environment. So when I lightened my hair, she saw the range of tones that my skin was giving off. So we have to remember that when we're professional and when we're doing professional photo shoots, this is not your everyday photography. This is top notch. This is the next level, the highest level you can ever imagine. So everything, honey, they will change the backdrop. They will change the lighting in the room to make sure that this picture comes out to be the fiercest picture ever. And when they present it, you're thinking this person lifted their skin, bleached their skin. And from my understanding, Tina Knowles had to come and correct that and say, no, ma'am.
Oh, Mama Tina won't playing. She won't having it.
But if Tina was to do the same hair color, everybody would think the same thing because it would pale her tones out.
Exactly.
But standing up against her, you could see that Tina looked more toned because of her color. And she wasn't trying to become platinum blonde. So please remember and keep that in mind.
But look at the mother. That's what I don't understand. What is the issue here?
The mother is giving off warm tones because she wasn't platinum. But if Tina was to put on a platinum wig and do her makeup to complement her platinum, then the rumor would be they both bleached their skin.
You're right. You're right. But I mean, it's amazing how people can find fault. And color, I'm telling you, when I was a blonde, it just lightened my skin up. I'm telling you, I was going to pull the picture up tonight and I sent it to myself and I forgot to load it up. But you go look at I'm telling you, look at my cover or my book, Detours. Don't give me direction. You don't know where you're going. You can buy it on Amazon or you can buy it on my website as well. And that's me, but they were like, but you're trying to be white. We're like, what are you talking about? That's my picture. That's the picture that I gave the gentleman to do the cover on. What are you talking
were
about?
you at a professional photo shoot for that book cover? Was that a random photo?
It was actually we did the photo outside in the natural light.
In the natural light.
In the natural light.
You can have.
It was in the natural light because I was putting my suitcase and it was the sun, and he took the picture, and he was a professional photographer, and he took the picture. I sent it off, and that was the cover. And I was like, I said, what are you talking about?
Yeah, because they're capturing. And then remember, you highlight your T-zone when you're having a professional makeup done. You will highlight to make the eyes pop. Mm-hmm. And when that special lighting hit this T-zone here, boom, there's a brightness that's coming from that. So no matter what your complexion is, it's going to brighten and highlight you across this area. This is why you highlight those areas, to give off the illusion of light hitting the face. So once the actual real light hits the face, now you're beaming. Now you're actually giving off a magnificent hue to complement the lighting and whatever garment you're wearing or your accessories.
When I received my award in March for Georgia Minority Business Award, the Georgia Minority Business Award I received for Entrepreneur of the Year, and I look back at those pictures, that red, me in that red dress and that lighting on that stage, if you look at those pictures, I am so light. I'm light and bright. Mind you, it's March, so, we still had that winter. Mm-hmm. Haven't had a whole lot of sun, but I'm like, wow, I was really light. I said that to myself, like, wow, I didn't believe, but all that lighting, professional lighting.
Absolutely.
And can you imagine if I had platinum hair, I would have been looking just like that, like a white woman. Because I'm telling you, that light was hitting me so hard. If you, like I said, go on any of my pages and you see me receive my award, I am light. I am light. But the pictures that we took behind, not on the stage, you could see I had more tone in my skin. Mm-hmm. But when I was on that stage with those professional lightings, I was so light and bright. Mm-hmm. Like, oh my goodness, wow. Mm-hmm. I really, I really, you could see the difference in the lighting. And it was just awesome. I mean, so people, just think before you say things. I mean, or find the facts. How about that? Just go find the truth and then have a discussion. But just popping off, oh, is she a white woman? People think she's white. Look, I never thought she was white. No. But hey, that's what we want to talk about, the art of hair coloring, because we are so many different shades ourselves. Yes. And then we decide to put a little color to our hair, and we don't realize that it actually brings out those undertones that Tish was just talking about. Yes. And sometimes it's a great thing, and sometimes it can wash you out.
Yes.
And that platinum just washed her out, and it make her look lighter than what she normally would be if she had the warmer browns or the reds or even the blonde, even the warmer blonde that she wears most of the time.
Right.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. It really does.
Huge difference. Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, I just want people to understand as well, if you love color in your hair, please remember that coloring is drying. And even with the combination of a relaxer and color is very drying. That is something that you have to constantly be careful with, because that causes a lot of breakage.
Yes. Yes.
Whether it's natural or not. Correct. My hair is natural. I don't have a relaxer, but I have to be very careful and aware that all this black hair, I have to make sure I keep it moisturized, even if just with the sheen. I'm not saying anything heavy, but just a sheen. So therefore, I can keep it nice and soft. Thank God for my products, because I don't have to go and put anything on it, because I start from the root and it falls down to my ends. But you have to, if you use any chemical in your hair, it makes your hair very, very drying. Your shampoos, if you're not careful, we talked about that last week, it will dry you out. Conditioners, if that conditioner have any harsh anything in it that's going to, if they keep talking about sealant, you need to check out and see what that sealant is.
Mhm.
What are you trying to seal, and what do you seal it with?
Right.
Polymers and
And
what's those other
silicone.
things you was talking about, Tish, last
Yeah,
week?
the silicone. Yeah.
Silicones. That stuff is very drying. So
Yes.
pay attention to, ask your stylist, especially if she's a color specialist. She can break
Yeah.
it down to you. And I remember Miss Clara was my favorite. That color and we worked together very well. I didn't have a drying effect from the color when I put in my client's hair, but there were colors and companies that I remember distinctly where I've used them, and the hair would be so rough and hard afterwards. And if you don't believe me, go to Dollar General or Dollar Tree and get that color off their shelf and put in your hair. Call me up and let me know what's your result. Because I don't know
Which
what's
we do
in it.
not
I've
recommend.
been there, I've been there, done that. I've been there, done that. Couldn't get to the store. Like, okay, it's just black. It's okay. All black isn't the same. I'm here to tell you. All color is not the same.
That is
And
correct.
that is whatever's in it, it serves its purpose. Yes, it will color your hair black. Yes, ma'am, it will. But it is not, it's very harsh. So just pay attention to what you're purchasing. And if you see something that says moisturizing color, yes, that is a great start. I appreciate that. But you don't want to be moisturized where you put it on today and by next week your color has left because there's so much oil in it that it never penetrated anything. Semi-permanents, I love semi-permanents. If you shampoo your hair every 2 to 3 weeks, yeah, semi-permanent. What do you think, Tish? I'm a 6 to 8 week person, so my color is gonna last because I'm not gonna shampoo my hair that often. But a
Well,
semi-permanent,
the semi-permanents, I found I'm a Clairol girl for my semis as well, but I
okay.
use the gray coverage.
Oh, uh-huh.
I
Well,
no
you know I
longer
use that.
use their regular semi color for normal hair color. I use the resistant,
Okay.
for the gray resistant, and it is amazing.
Mhm.
My ladies can get, because it hugs, and it's heat activated. So there's no mixing, no developer, no 10 volume. It's not a demi, it's a semi. So it's just heat activated under the dryer for 45 minutes if you have resistant gray, and it lasts, like it holds extremely well. I normally only have to do a retouch as if the hair is growing out. So I'm only applying semi-permanent every 4 to 6 weeks, because they can get through 2 months. And if depending on the rate of their hair growth, they can get away with a little bit of new growth coming in. So if they're not getting it, it depends on
Mhm. You
if
see
they
you
don't
see
want
my
to
new
see the
growth is
gray.
coming
Some
in.
people don't want to see it at all.
It's coming in right
Then
there.
we're right
See?
on top of it. Yeah, for 4 weeks. If they
And
don't mind, some people don't mind seeing a little gray
yeah.
come in after the first 4 weeks. They're like, I can go another 2 weeks. So 6 weeks, but that Clairol, my thing keeps popping out. That Clairol gray resistant is amazing. So I strictly use that. And it doesn't dry the hair out. But I do have a special technique, because color can be drying. I use a Paul Mitchell color system. It has beeswax.
Mm.
So it coats the hair, and I love that product. I've been using the Paul Mitchell coloring system for the last 8 years, and I haven't had any issues with clients' hair breaking. It has a beeswax in it, which coats the hair while you're applying it. And then once I rinse color, I immediately um, apply conditioner, reconstructor conditioner. I don't just start shampooing because it's almost the same technique with relaxer when you put that reconstructor in when that cuticle is open.
Mhm.
So over time, with technology and education, the relaxer era systems begin to change. So you just don't rinse a relaxer and then immediately put neutralizer. What you're doing is while that cuticle is fully exposed, you go in with the deep conditioner, the reconstructor, while that cuticle is open. So that's what's going in first. And then you seal it with the neutralizer. So that hair is constantly being repaired. Um, through the conditioning system. So for my clients, and I'm very adamant about making sure the hair is moisturized because color can be drying. But the fact that I use this Paul Mitchell with the beeswax in it, plus that reconstructor goes in immediately right after rinsing, and then I neutralize the hair. The condition of the hair is amazing. So I don't have any
Wow.
issues with my clients shedding or being dry unless they already had previous issues.
Mm.
Then we're doing steam treatments, hydration treatments to, and
I
I'm very
know.
anal. If
I
you
see that
already have
machine you
some,
got in the salon, Tish. I'm gonna have to come over there and let you steam my
oh
hair
yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah, yeah. If you I'd like to do a series of 3. If you're struggling with dry hair and you need a hydration treatment, I do a series of 3 because
Wow.
normally the first time the hair is gonna like, okay, I see what we're doing. By the second time, the hair, like I said, it is resilient, but it will applaud you when you get it on the proper regimen. And by that third time, the hair has bounced back. You'll start to see the moisture just naturally start to rejuvenate itself. Um, so I'm very passionate about making sure that if you do have dry hair and you're struggling with that, and normally it's just their natural hair, they don't even have color. Dry hair is just something that they battle with.
Mhm.
Stripping shampoos, they don't realize they're buying products that are stripping the moisture from the hair. So they've been doing this for years and they don't understand why the hair is so dry. So I always have to start off and say, okay, what kind of shampoo are you using? And as basic as that may sound, that's the first thing that you put on your hair when you wet it down. And if your
Mhm.
shampoo is stripping everything that you barely are producing, it's constantly fighting to restore the moisture back. But if every time you shampoo it, if it's not being supplied with the proper moisture, then you're constantly working in the negative. So that
Mhm.
hydration, that steam kind of helps rejuvenate that hair and get it back. But I do recommend to do it in a series of 3. The first time is not going to give you the amazing satisfaction that you want because the hair is trying to restore itself. So that helps a lot. But yeah, with coloring, you do have to be careful. All color is not equal. Just like Maria said, you can't just thinking, okay, black is black, I should be fine because it's just one basic color. But a lot of companies that do not specialize in moisture and hydration, they're using the coarsest, harshest chemicals to just achieve the job, to get the job done. So you can do some damage with buying products that's not valued in their application of ingredients. Like they just throwing stuff together to achieve the look, but it's not based on the integrity of the hair. So make sure when you're dealing with your cosmetologist or your stylist, and they are color specialists as I am, make sure that what they're using is going to benefit the hair in the long run. Don't just look for the results that you're getting for that day. I just want my hair color grays and cover it and I'm done. Because what's going to happen is if you get this color and it's done dried your hair, then you're going to have what breakage along the journey. And that's something that you're trying not to do. You're trying to prevent the breakage. You're trying to prevent the hair from drying out. So just be mindful that when you are doing color, that the color is in the best interest of your hair. Because I would tell a client, no, your hair can't handle color, period. I don't chase money. So if your hair is damaged, don't come to me looking for no hair color because I'm not doing it. I
Mhm.
want to restore your hair first. Let's
That's
build
right.
it up and get it
Mhm.
strong.
Gotta have
And
strength.
color
You
and
don't
do
have any strength. Mm-mm.
but that's important to me. Like, I'm not
Mhm.
going to just color your hair just for the sake of saying you want it. No, you can go somewhere else for that. If that hair can't handle, I'll know through my assessment, through a consult, whether or not your hair can handle, whether it's a high level lift, whether it's 3 levels. Whenever you're removing your natural pigment to replace it with artificial, you can cause some damage. So your hair has to be at a point where it can handle the lift and the deposit because that's what the color action is actually doing. It's lifting and then depositing simultaneously. So you want to make sure your hair and your texture can handle that.
And for those of you that love using your, um, what is that thing, Tish? The little thing that you use, the semi-permanent colors. There's a little quick fix that you just put to cover up the gray, the
So
little
that's what
brushes, and you
it is.
have the little. things that you can dip in and say, I can use in between my coloring, and then
Uh-huh,
you go to your stylist.
uh-huh.
No, because that have those things, those temporary colors that's covering up that black, or I mean, covering up that whatever that color is, your
Uh-huh.
root is preparing your stylist for a nightmare. Because what
Mm.
happens when you put the professional color on that, it could turn your hair color all kinds of colors because
Oh yeah.
whatever that metallic that they
That
use
base.
in it
Ah,
is a
okay.
nightmare for a stylist.
Okay.
So
Now they
ask
gotta
your
do color
stylist
correction.
if she suggests anything. I mean, like I said, I haven't been in the field in a while, but I do know this. I don't use anything temporary. I let my color grow out and then I put the professional color on it.
I
I do
see.
not try to
Okay.
cover that up. I know some of us are vain. Lord knows I'm vain. I'm vain with you, but I'd rather I'd rather have my hair come out looking nice when I put the
The
color in
nightmare.
versus me putting this on and then putting a temporary fix. The professional put it on and they're like, why is it yellow? Why is it green? It's
Uh-huh.
because those metallic dyes that's in that color that's temporary because it's not penetrating anything.
Yeah.
It is
So
not,
no
it's just
surface.
temporary. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And you put a professional peroxide or semi-permanent and then mix with that, it's going to change your color. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, it's
Yeah.
the hardest thing to work with. I never suggested my clients to do, if you want to you want to do some mascara, I'm good with that. But when you start buying the sprays, the color up to cover up your roots, I understand that. Like I said, I'm just as vain as the next one. It is a nightmare for a professional to use professional products on top of that. It is just it tears up the color. It's sometimes it doesn't even work. The color doesn't even work, especially if you coat it. If the coating on that hair shaft is so heavy, it's not even going to penetrate the color a professional puts on.
Yeah, and see, that goes back to the integrity of the ingredients. So a lot of times if you're purchasing, products from a beauty supply or a grocery store, normally your grocery store would even have a higher brand than some of your beauty supplies, depending on where you're going. Because, for instance, it's almost the same level of the store brand concept. So here in the South, we have Publix and we have Kroger. If Kroger and Publix is going to mimic a brand, they're going to make sure they're going to mimic the top brand because they want a good reputation. So if they're carrying a product, they're going to say, okay, if Kellogg's is the best one out because that's the one that everybody loves, we're going to use Kellogg's manufacturing company to make our product. We can't call it Kellogg's, but
Mhm.
we're going to use the exact same ingredients. So anytime you're in a grocery store and you see a color brand, they're going to try to pull the best, which is your L'Oreal, which is your Clairol's.
Mhm.
But when you start going to beauty supplies and they have a plethora of choices for you, you don't want to get the cheapest product because they're going to put the cheapest ingredients in that product, which is going to give you your weird color bases,
Mhm.
and cause your hair to be green or yellow because they're, um, mixing all these different colors to create a base, and not all the time it's in your best interest. It's cheap. So when you upgrade your product, then you're going to have what you call your neutral red tones or your brown tones. So no matter what shade you have, it's going to always keep the hair at a neutral color.
Right.
You won't pull the greens, you won't pull the orangey pale yellows and things of that nature because they invest in a little bit more of the ingredients to make sure that as the professionals applying it, you don't come up with those base
Right.
colors. So when you're purchasing, please be mindful, you get what you pay for.
Exactly.
That's
And
real.
that is
So
real.
I don't have clients coming in with these odd colors because I teach them, listen, if you're going to do a temporary color at home, which is very rare that they do, but if they do, use this line.
Right.
You know, I
That's why I said,
recommend
ask your stylist to suggest, because like I said, I don't use
absolutely.
them at all.
Don't just go and say, "Oh, it's all the same." No, it's not.
It's not.
Like Maria told you, all
Black
colors
is
are
not
not
black. Black is not always black. What it says, it's always
'cause
not what
when
you think
when
it
that black
is.
starts to
Yes.
fade off and you got them green hues popping out, and we had a client recently, she literally had purple, green, blue,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
became her gray
That's
because
right.
she was doing it at home.
Mm-hmm.
And because she was doing it at home, she was not using the best products.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had to come in. I said, when she called, she asked, you know, how is it? Can I get this color? And I said, well, come on and get a consult. Let's see what we're working with. And when she walked through the door, she had all these colors, and there was not, she was not aiming for these multiple colors. It was because of the different brands that she had been using, and she didn't know what she was doing. So we had to
Mm-hmm.
correct what
Uh-huh.
she was
What
doing,
we talked about
tone her
last week?
all the way
YouTube.
down. Say
What
it
did say?
again.
YouTube. What did Tyra call them? YouTube. Is that you?
YouTubeology.
Graduates. YouTube graduates or something.
Yeah,
Something crazy,
university
but
like YouTubeology. And
yes,
so,
yeah,
yeah,
YouTubeology. That's it.
yeah, we had to tone her all the way down, get her to a neutral state. And then if she was to try to come back, I said, we can highlight you later, you know, to welcome these nicer, warm tones that you were aiming for. But because you had layered it with all these other cheap, inexpensive products, when she tried to lift it, she pulled everything out of the rainbow that she was not.
And baby, and she was the rainbow at the end. She
Yeah,
was the
it was
rainbow.
not attractive, and she knew it wasn't attractive, and that she had to call a professional. Like, okay, I met my wits end. What do I need to do? And so, once again, you know, consult a professional. You know, this is what we do. If you have a stylist in your local area and she specializes in color, go for a consult. You know, hear what she has to say, and so you won't have to create the disaster or do this corrective coloring on your own. Let someone that really can help you guide you back to a color that you
Because
can live with.
some people think, okay, well, I can just make it black. It's not even that simple. Well,
No, it's
sometimes
not.
you do so much damage that even the black is like, look, I can't
Yes.
cover this.
Yes.
It's just, I've seen it. I've
Yes.
seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it.
Mhm.
If you do enough damage to lifting and not properly, you take that black and put it on. Yeah, it'll look black for a couple of days.
And
As
then
time
as it
goes
fades
on,
off,
that
yeah.
black will wear off, and now you got green. You got green and black. They're like, what is that? Because and
Mhm.
gray. Now you know I know it gray because y'all see my gray. Gray is the hardest because there's nothing. The pigment is gone. There's nothing. It does whatever it
Go
wants.
grab whatever.
It's disrespectful and it don't care. And you can't make it respectful because it earned its right to be what it is.
That's right. That's
Just
right.
there. And you gonna work with me. Now I'm not working with you. You gonna work with me. And
They say it's stubborn for a reason.
that's what great hair.
Well, this is an awesome topic, honey.
Awesome. I'm
I
sorry.
could go
What'd
on
you say?
forever, but unfortunately we can't.
Yeah, that's right. How about that? Oh goodness. Every time it's like that hour goes by so quick, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
We
Yeah.
have so much to talk about.
Time flies when you're having fun.
What Carol said, 75 years of experience. We got a lot to talk about.
That's
That's
right.
why I want to do this. This is awesome. I'm so glad you and Tyra decided to do it with me
Yes.
because we have a lot to share. You're in a salon on a daily basis. I've been there, but I'm dealing with my product line and I'm doing my own hair, and I give advice and consultation to other people when they call me because people, you know, your hair is your glory. And
Absolutely.
I think off every strand. I thank them every day. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus.
That's
Thank
right.
Because the older you
Be
get,
grateful.
listen, the older you get, hey, it's not promised to you. So I would love to say I'm going to have this at 60, 70, 80, 90 years old. You just don't know.
You don't
But
know.
take care of what you got right now. That's the most important
There
part.
you go.
Right?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, Tish, it has been real.
Thank you.
And until next Monday, when we talk about our next topic, we you take care of yourself, take care of that salon and the smile, and as they say, everybody loves you, babe.
Indeed, indeed.
Until we meet again. So thank
continue to do what
everybody
you
out
do as
there
well.
for tuning in. This is
Thank you
me,
all.
Tish, and like I said, Tara's out because she's not feeling well, but she'll be back next week. And if
Well,
you
she
have any questions, please post them.
yes.
You want any advice? You can. Tish has her information. Matter of fact, I have her information on my website as well because you can purchase my products from her website. I mean, from her salon physically, or I can ship them out to you. And with that being said, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. And we see you next Monday at 9 o'clock to talk about some more. Anything that begins with H and ending R, which is hair. That's my favorite
I
subject.
love it. This thing keep popping on my ear one more time. You
All
have a
right,
great
everybody. You
see you soon.
guys be good and take care. And thank you so much. And we'll see you next Monday.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Where you at, Tish? Where she go? She gone. Okay. Okay. All righty then.